Why, hello there! Today, we are playing my favorite video game series of all time. Well, you know, probably. Up to the point where I remember some other game that I really like. Alright, first of all, we have this wonderfully beautiful classic tune over here, which suddenly got a lot more silent. Which is probably for the better. Yeah, we are playing the N.Sane Trilogy! Maybe you know, oh goodness, you've played so much Crash Bandicoot for the last 3 months or whatever. Yes. But this is, you know, Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2 and 3, and it's not the new one, it's not Crash Bandicoot 4. Actually, I cannot see the logo of the third one. Wait a second. I need to be more wary about my face cam. There we go. So, we have these 3 beautiful specimen of games. Of course, these are the remakes. I mean, the original ones, they are like 25-year-olds. I think Crash Bandicoot 1 released in 96, maybe 97. And then Crash 2 a year later and Crash 3 another year later. They all released for the PlayStation 1. So yeah, that's how old those games are. Actually, I have all of them still, including a PlayStation 2, which can actually play them. But I don't have a capture card, so we will be playing the remakes. Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Crash Bandicoot 4, of course, but now, you know, now you get to finally see all of the lore. Everything that is in this huge, detailed world of Crash Bandicoot. Every little detail that there is, from his, you know, first escape. That's basically it, what there is about the lore. But today you will see it all, because you'll play through all the 3 games. Alright, let's just get into it. Crash Bandicoot 1, as I said, released 1996 or 97. I don't exactly remember, to be honest. I was very little back then. I played it a lot, and it was very hard for me. And yesterday, when I started up the game to check for, you know, sound settings and stuff, I started playing it, and I was like, oh, this is so good. This feels so nostalgic. I want to keep playing. But I had to restrain myself until today, and now I can finally play. So, new game, Crash Bandicoot. We'll get the first lore bomb right at the beginning, so cutscene incoming. Woo! Yeah, alright, of course. I've played like the first level and that's it, don't worry.
But Dr. Cortex, we haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general. He will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time, I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex.
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. Capture him.
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
Oh, Cheetona! Luckily, she has some more polygons in this game than in the old one. And not, you know, 50% of them are on her upper body. Yeah, that's it. That's the story of Crash Bandicoot. Woo! Alright, that's the lore dump. That's it. Oh, nice. Well, of course, now that we've played Crash Bandicoot 4, we know that Crash himself was actually the cause why the Cortex Vortex didn't work, right? Because they kinda went back in time in Crash 4 and kinda sabotaged the machine, even though they didn't really try to, but that's what happened. So, interesting. He has gloves? I didn't know he has gloves. Wow, okay. Well, I guess with all the crate smashing he's been doing with his hands, you know, it's gonna protect his fingers from splinters and stuff, right? Alright, this is Crash Bandicoot 1. First of all, the physics, I realized already yesterday, the physics are a little different than in Crash Bandicoot 4. I think we don't jump for as long as there, at least not when bouncing on crates. But yeah, it looks gorgeous. Ah, so much better than the games back then. And yeah, this is Crash Bandicoot 1, so the only moveset that we have, we can run around, as you can see. We can jump, of course, I mean it's called jump and run for a reason, right? And we can spin, and that's it. all of the other buttons on our beautiful controller don't do anything. So yeah, that's just what it is for the whole game. Those 3 things: running, jumping, and spinning. One of the good things they did with the remakes is that on those trampoline boxes, where there is, like, you know, like 10 Wumpa fruits inside them, in the original game, you only got 1 fruit for each bounce, meaning that you had to bounce on them or into them 10 times to completely, you know, destroy them or get everything, get all of the contents out of the box that you want to. So yeah, they changed that in... I think they changed it in Crash Bandicoot 3. It was the same for Crash Bandicoot 2, oh my god, if I remember correctly. So yeah, they only changed it in Crash Bandicoot 3 so that you get 2 Wumpa fruits per bounce and only had to bounce 5 times. And yeah, they adapted this for the remake because it was just, you know, tedious as hell. And it led to, you know, people just spinning into the trampoline boxes even though you don't get anything out of them if you spin into them, so yeah, that's it. What else did I want to say? I don't remember. I don't exactly remember if there is actually a lot more Aku Akus in the original games than it is in Crash Bandicoot 4. I do think there's more of them, but I don't know how many more there are. So as you can see, we just got 3 Aku Akus in the very first level. I think this is more like, you know, a tutorial to show what happens when you have 3 Aku Akus. I don't think there's that many masks in all of the levels. And also you keep your Aku Aku throughout levels. So we could basically go back here in this level and get 2 masks, like the one we have now it's red. When you have 1 it's brown, when you have 2 it's red, and when you have 3 it's, you know, in front of your face and playing the music and stuff. And if we complete the level and go to the next level, we'll still have 2 Aku Aku. So basically, if we never die and never get hit by anything, we can just have basically invincibility for every Aku Aku crate throughout the rest of the game. Now also, a big feature in the older Crash games is what you saw is those junctions, where you have multiple paths. You also have those in Crash Bandicoot 4 if you watched it, but not as much and not as terrible as it was in the old games. Because of course we still want to, you know, destroy all of the boxes. We don't need to. That's actually... Why am I wet? It's actually for the 100% completion. For the gems. The goal of this game is really just to complete the levels and that's it. You know, the any percent game. Okay, that's funny. I've never seen that animation actually. But yeah, we still want to destroy all boxes, which means there's usually boxes in all available paths, meaning that you have to, you know, complete one path and then backtrack, either by going back through the same path, which is usually easier because you already know that one and cleared all the enemies, right? Or you just go to the other one and go back there. Now in this case, we have the switch box here, which enables all of those wooden boxes here, so we couldn't come back from the other side, which is why we did it exactly the way we did it. I remember this being very hard in the original game, you know, like bouncing on each of those boxes. Yesterday it didn't seem so hard, so let's see how it is today. I just realized that I didn't hold jump. Which kinda sucks. Ah! Whew! Okay, so we're falling very fast after bouncing off a box if we don't hold jump. That kinda took me by surprise a little. Now, of course, in the original Crash Bandicoot 1, we would now be screwed because we couldn't get the gem. Well, it wouldn't really matter because, as I said before, we just have to finish the level. Oh yeah, you might also realize that it's not like in Crash Bandicoot 4, where as soon as you hit the boxes, you will get all of the contents automatically. No, they will just, you know, spawn and hang around in the world until you collect it. And you can even spin it away. So we didn't get any of those. Yeah, in the original game you had to... In the original only Crash Bandicoot 1 though, not Crash Bandicoot 2 or 3. You had to, like in Crash Bandicoot 4 with the insanely perfect relics, finish the whole level in one go while destroying all of the boxes to actually get the gem. They removed this in the N.Sane Trilogy. Yeah, that's what I did yesterday. That's a lot easier. Because people hated it. Oh wow, that was closer than I thought it was. As you can see, we still get the gem even though we died, so... Easy mode, I would say. yeah, we'll just do it like that, right? We'll just play the N.Sane Trilogy today. We'll not bother with any purist thoughts or whatever. Okay, so how does it work with bonus rounds in the original Crash Bandicoot? As you remember, maybe, in Crash Bandicoot 4, there's just a platform. You hop onto the platform and then you get transported to the bonus round and you play it and that's it. They started doing that in Crash Bandicoot 2. In the original Crash Bandicoot, you had to collect those 3 Torna symbols, which was in, you know, basically 3 random boxes all across the level. And then you had 1 chance of doing the bonus round. And if you fell down in the bonus round, that was it. You couldn't do it again. Meaning, I don't remember if you had to do the boxes for the gem though. Maybe they didn't count. That might actually be. But I'm not sure. That's not really that bad. I mean, you didn't lose a life or anything, but back in the original game, the only moments you could save your game was at the end of a bonus round, and I think after a boss, if I remember correctly. And there was like an old like a password system where you got a password after each level that you could note down, and then the next time you started the game you could just enter the password and you would be, you know, be getting the same progress you already done the last time. But saving was really only done at the end of bonus rounds. So not completing a bonus round in Crash Bandicoot 1 was pretty, you know, punishing. And then, of course, always at the end of the bonus round, you have Torna waiting there for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I guess she's supposed to be captured in Cortex's castle, right? That's why we are doing all of this, but I mean, I don't know. And she's like, oh, okay. Okay, so, okay, in the N.Sane Trilogy, Cortex, actually. Wait, what? Now, how do we have to think about this? Did she just escape and, you know, be like on this treetop and wait for us and be like, hey, yeah, and then Cortex comes and, haha, not today. So in the original, she would just be standing there and be like, you know, all like... that's it. So at least they added, you know, a little something in the remake to explain why she isn't, why we don't just run away with her now. And yeah, as you can see, that platform that we used to teleport into the bonus round is still there. Ooh. So in the original game, in the remake that we're playing right now, we can repeat the bonus rounds as many times as we want, and we can also save whenever we want. Those 3 boxes were in the green gem area, so we couldn't get those, unfortunately. There's also bonus rounds that are not that we enter by not by collecting Torna symbols, but by collecting embryo symbols and also Cortex symbols. Those are a lot harder. And I think the Cortex bonus rounds, so to say... Oh yeah, if you die in there, you actually do lose a life, if I remember correctly. But yeah, dying in there... not dying. If you clear those levels, the Cortex levels, you get a key. And the key unlock... The keys, there's 2 of them in the game. They actually unlock 2 more levels. Ah, come on. I don't think you get anything from the embryo levels. Bonus rounds. Except for a lot of lives. I think there's a lot of life boxes in there. Oh yeah, I much prefer those bouncing metal boxes to the ones in Crash 4, you know? Can we actually hit the bottom of the metal box here? No, we can't. Okay. But they bounce a lot, you know, slower than those in Crash 4. Wow, it's really... the bouncing, if you don't hold jump, is really quick. Oh my god. It's not only not as high as the bounce when you hold jump, you also fall a lot faster, which is kind of strange, I would say. That was interesting. What? What? I would like to get that box, to be honest. Can we? Maybe we can jump on the piranha plant. Nope. Well, too bad. Why didn't I hit the turtle? That was kind of strange. Didn't I jump on it? Strange hitboxes. Wow. Ooh. Oh, okay. I do think in the original games the 2D sections were actually 2D. Or at least I don't think you could move, you know, further to the front of the screen. Like I did just now, and you basically avoid the... Hi there. Basically avoid the hitbox of the enemies. Yeah, you can even spin away lives, so you don't want to spin just after you destroy the life box. Ah, come on. Ah, good old Crash. There's a lot more obstacles, I think, than in Crash 4. Which is probably due to, you know, the fact that we only have 3 moves. Because there's a lot more moves in Crash 4. So they did have to, you know, be a little more creative with all of the other mechanics in the game. I just don't want to ever let go of jump when I bounce in boxes. Wow, that's really... Ugh. I think that's different to the original games. I think you bounced a lot higher even without holding jump on in the original games. Ah, damn it. You also need... I call it gem for all of the boxes here. Yeah, you just saw there's like 38 boxes in this level. So you can see the levels in the original games were a lot shorter and a lot less box heavy than the ones in Crash 4. And people even complained back then that it's too hard to complete the whole level with this while destroying all of the boxes without dying. So yeah. Actually, you know, really, if you want to play a hard game, then play Crash Bandicoot 4 and do 106%. It's really tough. Trust me. I did actually, I think I said it last time when we played Dark Souls, I do actually now have 36 out of the 38 Platinum Relics, Time Trial Relics in Crash 4. We're missing 2, like, yeah, I'm not yet sure when we will be doing this, but let's see. I probably died like 300 times by now, or even more, probably more, 400 times, 500 times, 600 times, while playing Crash 4, so yeah. Alright, this is the first running towards the screen level. As you can see, of course, we will be followed by the huge boulder up there. So they really went out of the way. Well, not really went out of the way, but they really tried to be creative with their level design. And they really are. I mean, I think there's like different level themes. A lot of them, actually. And for each theme, I think there's like 2 levels, if I remember correctly. Maybe 3. Not sure if it's 2 or 3 levels where we are being followed by a boulder and stuff like that. And I think overall there's maybe 30 levels or something. So yeah, they were really creative with their level design, which is one of the reasons why those games are just a timeless classic. It's one of the reasons why it is so beloved and so good. And they also, you know, they do really play different than the other levels. It's a completely different feel running from this boulder than the previous mostly 2D side-scrolling level, for example, was. Hey, another gem. Nice. And you can see they're actually pretty short. Wow, they're actually shorter than I remember them. Or maybe, you know, they're just not as hard, because when I played this as a child, I died all the time. Which is kind of to be expected, I guess. Upstream! Nice, the first water level. Well, it's not a real water level, that's a good thing. There is no water level in this one. No underwater level, like, you know, from... infamously from, Mario, for example, and basically every platformer ever existed. What's with that platform here? Oh, strange. You know, whenever we play Crash 4, I'm complaining about the spacing in between platforms. Because it's, you know, really strange. And as you can see in the original games, like here, it's basically mostly always the same, not always, but it's mostly the same spacing in between platforms. It's just a beautiful full jump of space in between. It just feels good. Oops. I don't know. Just feels good to be able to, you know, press forward and just jump all the time. Of course, nowadays this gameplay is a little, you know, what do you call it? Damn, I missed the life. Nowadays this gameplay design would probably be called boring, I guess. And you wouldn't be wrong. I mean, nowadays of course you have a lot more possibilities that you can do, a lot better physics, a lot larger, you know, data media where you actually save your games on. I just recently actually watched a video about the original Crash 4, not Crash 4, the original Crash Bandicoot, where they said they actually had to kind of hack the PlayStation 1 to get it running at the performance that they wanted to have it. Because for PlayStation 1, well, for the time it was released, Crash 1 was groundbreaking, more or less. Mostly because of the length of the levels. Well, now you maybe think, but goodness, those are very short levels. Yeah, but back then they were actually really long. And PlayStation, of course, was one of the first, if not the first. I'm not sure if the Saturn released before the PlayStation 1, probably, right? Yeah. But it was one of the first consoles to actually make use of CD-ROMs, right? Papu Papu. First boss. Body blows don't hurt him. Hi, Papu. Yeah, that's just first boss. He just smashes the ground, you jump on him, and then he does a little carousel. I jumped a little early there. You dodge him, and that's it. 5 times, really? I think in the original one you only jumped on him 3 times? That's strange. Please don't turn your back towards us. That's rather disturbing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they kind of had to hack the hardware of the original PlayStation 1 to be able to run the Crash 1 with the performance they wanted to. Because, of course, the PlayStation 1 used CD-ROMs, so there was actually a huge increase over the cartridges they used for the Super Nintendo and also Nintendo 64 and everything. CD-ROMs had a lot more space on them to save stuff on. But most of the games didn't really use that space, because the problem was you still had a very limited amount of memory in your consoles. And with limited amount, I'm talking very, very few. Like 1 megabyte, 2 megabytes, I don't know. It was very few. Maybe 8 megabytes, I don't know. So the problem was that all of the level designers and all of the game developers were kind of limited by how big they could make their levels, by the, you know, the amount of... Can we? Okay. Oh, we actually get an embryo bonus level in this one, I remember. They were very limited by the size of their levels, by the amount of RAM, memory they had in the console. So most of the... I think it's back here, yeah, okay. Usually you would just jump on those TNT boxes, and then in the end you would be asking yourself, wait, where is that last embryo token? Yeah, it's in that one box there. So most of the game designers only just, you know, made like levels that are as large so that they can be loaded into memory in full, so that the whole level is in memory while you play through the level, right? I think some of those platforms should be falling when we jump on them. Which is why on PlayStation 1, if you have like games with levels and stuff, those levels are usually pretty short. At least that's what the video said. Oh well, the developers, the person talking in the video was actually one of the founders of Naughty Dog, who made the games, of course, the first 3 Crash Bandicoots. So I'm pretty sure they know what they were talking about. But they didn't want to, you know, be hindered by this obstacle. So they kinda used... I think they kinda like deleted stuff, or not, well, not really deleted, they kinda kicked some of the libraries, of the C libraries that they didn't use out of memory and stuff like that, so that they could use more memory. And they also implemented a system where they wouldn't load the entire level at the beginning when you start the level. So there would be the loading screen, of course. For those who don't know, those loading screens usually indicate that, you know, stuff is being read from the hard disk, or in the case back then from the CD-ROM, into the memory of the console. So that's why you have those loading screens. And why is there so many colored gems that you need, and that's in all of those early levels in this game? I want gems, come on. Yeah, so they did that, and then they also like kinda circumvented using the original Sony libraries at all, and kinda like used the hardware drivers directly and stuff like that to increase the performance of the game. And that's how the game came to be, and was really groundbreaking in terms of, you know, performance and length of and everything. Yeah, a lot of those, damn it, of the reasons why this is a timeless classic. Yeah, so the Embryo and the Cortex, as I said before, the Embryo and Cortex bonus rounds are a lot harder than the Tawna bonus rounds. And if you would be now... If this was the original game, of course, we would be screwed, and we would have to do the whole level over if we wanted to, you know, get onto this bonus round again. Good evening, Mr. NV Cage. Thanks for the good mark. Well, you don't have to thank me, it's all thanks to the work you've done. At least I hope so. No, I mean, it was really all fine. I was actually kind of surprised. Well, maybe it was just that, you know, all of the students who had the course before just kind of told you what would be coming, I don't know. Or you just, I don't know, learned pretty well. Don't want to rule that out from the beginning, right? But yeah, it was just, everything was pretty fine, so you don't have to thank me. I think you all had pretty good grades, actually. So, yeah, was a very nice course to have. Thanks for dropping in on my stream today. Oh yeah, Hog Wild. Oh yeah. Of course, in Crash Bandicoot 4 you have those instances where you ride on the little polar bear and also on the little alien, you know. They all originated here. Where you have these beautiful hog riding levels. I think it's 2 of them. In terms of, you know, smashing all of the boxes, they're a lot easier than the polar bear sections in Crash 4 though. Since you can see that, you know, the... Really? Why are you so far in the middle? Oh my god. Well, I guess I can pass on the left side then. Strange. I'm pretty sure that, you know, originally you had to pass this one on the right. But yeah, as you can see, the... Oh my god, what's going on with those? Ah, damn it, my mother is calling. I'll call back. maybe she's watching at some point. I'll call back. Wow, what's going on with those? They usually line up perfectly so that you can pass them on the left or on the right, and only exactly on one side. So, kind of strange, to be honest. I blame the game, I blame the remake, I blame the developers, it's not my... wait! Just pass on the left. I blame the developers, they did it wrong, not me. It's not me doing it wrong, wow. But yeah, of course, the path is much more narrow than it is in Crash 4. How do you pass that one? Oh my god. Oh. I promise you, it's not that hard in the original game. Oh my god. And I also think the Hawk kind of, you know, controls better than the... And also the polar bear in Crash 2. I also forget that I have to go to the right there. They control a lot better than the polar bear in Crash 4 for some reason. Well, that worked interestingly. There we go. Oh, come on! So I guess increasing your performance is rather... Whoa! Damn it. Better than doing the opposite way around, right? Although, how did you manage to get a non-passing grade? In the first course. Come on. There we go. Ugh. Oh, this... so many memories. You know, every time I die, I would have to restart the level, right? If I wanted to get the gem, so... How many times did I just die? 10 times or so? Well, they also had, like, you know, I think their... the material that you get in the course, like the script that you have to read, doesn't always completely correlate to what came in the exam, right? I think. So... It was, I mean, it is also a new course. They only just started doing this course this year, right? Which is probably why there is some, you know, pet peeves to be polished or whatever. But I did think they are comparatively, that it was a rather hard first course. And in my experience, the courses over there are a lot easier. Oh well, they're not easier. Actually, they cover more. Actually, they do cover more details and also more. They go deeper into each of the topics actually. But it's easier to have a passing grade, I think. Just because some stuff they do, like, you know, your participation in the course being 20% of your final grade and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not the one doing the rules. I just trying to not die to those beautiful native... What are they actually? Indigenous people here, I don't know. Yeah. I do kind of like it though, actually, that, you know, the first course isn't that easy. Because usually when you have people walking into monkeys, they don't just die. But I guess Crash is different. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, I mean, you're all still very young people. And there's often, well not often, but ever so often, people who just, you know, got into an IT apprenticeship because they were like, oh yeah, I like doing stuff with PCs or whatever. And once they're actually in it, they might realize, like, actually I don't really care about all of this stuff. It's not really my cup of tea. And they realize, you know, IT is not just doing stuff with computers. Like they might be used to. And I think, you know, the earlier you realize that a given profession might not be what you really want to do for, well, not really the rest of your life, but, you know, for at least the next 10, 20, 30 years or whatever. The earlier you realize it, if you're not like made to, or if you don't have the motivation to do all of that or learn all of that. The earlier you realize it, the higher is the chance to still be able to, you know, take a different route. So I don't mind it that much, because if you have bad grade in your very first course, you're maybe like, ooh, I need to, you know, step it up a little. If you are actually motivated and think, well, I do want to finish this and all, and I kind of like all of this, I just need to, you know, do better next time. Ha, shortcut. Yes, those are also in the original game, actually. No cheating here. I think there's a second one later on. Damn it, that was too late. So I also personally don't really mind giving students bad grades in their very first course or whatever. Although I don't remember if there were any non-passing grades in the first 187 course that I gave. But just like it, whenever you get a non-passing grade early on in your apprenticeship, I think it should be, you know, it's a good indicator to think about, okay, do I really actually want to do this? Do I maybe want to look for something else? And if you come to the resolution that you're like, oh yeah, I really want to do that, then you just need to step it up a little. And obviously you did that, so nothing bad there, I would say. You know, speaking from... I don't think you can go back there, it's really just a little platform to not get roasted if you're too slow like I just was. But yeah, you know, speaking from personal experience, because damn it, I just threw away that life. Speaking from personal experience, because I only did my apprenticeship when I was 21, 22, which is like 6 years later than you would usually be doing it, or 7 years even, for those who don't know. Because I first just, you know, continued after my mandatory 9 years of school, I just was like, I don't know what I want to do in my professional life, so let's just, you know, keep on going to school. And that I did. And after I went to middle school, which is what it's called for us, which is like the 10th to 13th year of school, I was like, I still don't really know what I want to do, but something with programming or IT would be nice. So I went to the ETH for 2 years and I realized, no, that's not really what I want to do. And then I suddenly was 21 or 22 and I didn't have anything to show. Like, yeah, of course, I mean, I have a Matura, ooh, but that doesn't, you know, qualify you for any job or whatever. And that was kind of tough. So I was like 6-7 years behind, you know, people who just do an apprenticeship. And then still had to, you know, look for an apprenticeship or think about what do I want to do with my life? Do I want to, you know, go into a completely different direction? So if you kind of think about what you really want to do early on in your life, the earlier the better. The longer you can stay in your parents' house without them getting annoyed by you. Oh yeah, and you should never think like, I don't really like this and I have to do 3 more years of this and then I have to work on this, but oh, it's gonna be fine because everybody wants to be an IT technician, right? No, if you don't like what you're doing, you should rethink what you want to be in your life. Doesn't mean, of course, that you couldn't come to the conclusion of like, well, yes, I do actually want to do that, so... Do I need to go down there? I think there's like 2 boxes down there. No, just alive. Damn it. And I spun it away. Too bad. But yeah, I mean, I did my apprenticeship while I was already not living at home anymore. So... yeah. Use your options as long as you have them. Alright, back to games. Crash Bandicoot, yeah. This is the second of the water levels, so to say, of the creek levels, as you can obviously see. And you might have realized that always, I said before that there's like always 2 levels for each theme, right? Oops. level theme. And the second one is usually harder, so this one is a lot harder than the first one. You can also see the pretty old design philosophy on how you make levels replayable. But it's just like, oh, the first time you play through, you just can't get everything, which is still used today, of course. Although today it's done a little more creatively, right? Creatively. Usually nowadays when you have levels and you want them to, you know, replay the level so that you have, you know, more playtime in your game. Really? There wasn't any colored gem, right? Where did I miss two boxes? Well, whatever. Not gonna think about it right now. Nowadays it's done more creatively. Like usually you get some new power that you didn't have at the time back then when you did the level first time. And when you redo it, you just can unlock more paths using the new power. Ripperoo, second boss. Yeah, but back then it was just like, oh yeah, you need to find a gem, and then you come back and do the exact same thing, but you have a different path. Oh yeah, this is actually a very annoying boss, to be honest. The power to actually play the game, yeah, exactly. I think the second jumping... Yeah, so this boss... Oh yeah, okay, I remember. This boss is just doing... I actually really hate this boss. I think I'm too late already, yeah. Because you cannot really, you know, do anything except touch the TNT boxes and hope that it was the right time you activated them. And he has 3 different jumping patterns. So the first one was, of course, left, down, right. Wait, what? Why did it? That was strange. Left, down, right. Then the second one was left, down, right, center, left. And now, as you can see, he's just jumping down, left, up, right. So not really a hard boss, because he basically cannot hurt you. Of course, he's not really, cannot hurt you. Oh, damn it, it was too late. So yeah, he cannot really hurt you, except if you're just happen to be standing on the platform he's jumping on. So you just need to not fall into the water and not get hit by TNT, even though I still don't know why that TNT back there exploded. I probably touched it and didn't realize it over them. But yeah, it's also pretty hard to hit him because you have to time it with the explosions of the TNT boxes. That was kind of frustrating when I was a child. Oh wow, you actually do see when you get a colored gem. That's interesting. Yeah, so very first Crash Bandicoot, colored gems were just basically the same as clear gems. So you just have to smash all of the boxes in a level without dying, in the original one. And then instead of a normal gem, you get a colored gem. So in the second Crash Bandicoot, they started to make the conditions to getting a colored gem different. Not really different. Well, starting with Crash Bandicoot 2, the colored gems were additional gems, and not the ones that you get for smashing all boxes in a level. Let's say it like that. Hi, bats. And as you just saw before in the little, you know, the little sign we saw before entering the level. Oh, that was actually a switch. Behind there. It was indicated that this level yields the green gem. While in the original you didn't see that. Well, they started doing that in Crash 2 as well. Where in front of the level there's also always an indicator as to... That looks like an Aqua Aqua up there. At least the shadow looks like an Aqua Aqua. Ugh, don't push me off the platform. Maybe not. whatever. I did always miss in Crash 2, I did always miss the yellow gem. Because I never realized in which level it was, because the background of the texture in the background of the indicator of what gem you can get in the level is also yellow, so they have like the yellow gem indicator on yellow background, which is kinda... yay! I think in Crash 2 it's like you get the blue gem for not destroying a single box in the level it is found in. And all of the others I think are just some alternate entrances and special levels you get them in. Because in Crash 2 and also Crash 3? Well, mainly in Crash 2. Oh yeah, I think there are some secrets in Crash 3 as well. But in Crash 2 there's actually, you know, secret teleporter platforms and stuff. Where you basically unlock new levels or new entrances to levels. That you don't have a single hint at where they are. And that's one of the things that I'm missing a lot from Crash 4, to be honest. That there's no secrets to be found. It's kind of sad. And also in Crash 3 they had like another embryo bonus round. Kind of reminds me on the flashback tapes in Crash 4. And of course the... you know, the flashback tapes in Crash 4. Why did I not get up on the box? Huh. The flashback tapes in Crash 4 do actually share some box patterns and stuff with those... really? Ouch. With those bonus rounds here. So for example, the box pattern that we just saw is also used, if I remember correctly, in some of the flashbacks in Crash 4. With the huge difference that of course in Crash 4 you can do a double jump and a high jump. All stuff that you cannot do in Crash 1. See, it's a lot harder here. Why did we not... why wasn't I able to get on that box up there? Are we not meant to? Do we have to do it like this? Probably. Ugh. Okay, I didn't realize I would be missing the... no! The bottom TNT box. Yeah, it's the exact same bonus round as in the original level. Just that now we have unlimited tries. While... and also we don't lose a life when we die, I just realized. But in the original game... oh, come on! Stupid non-jump bounce. Ah. Won't get me this time. In the original game, as I said before, if you failed the bonus round, you have to play the level over to be able to get in again. Come on. Well... what? Stupid 3D. Nobody needs a 3D game for stuff like this, come on! Yeah, so in Crash 4, stuff like that doesn't usually happen because in Crash 4 there's invisible walls everywhere! That's not really the case in the original games, as you can see. You can, for example, as we did before, circumvent obstacles by simply, you know... wasn't sure if that would be destroyed by the TNT, but I guess it would. You can't circumvent obstacles. Why did it suddenly change your cycle? Damn it. By jumping towards the screen and then, you know, jump around it. Which you can't do in Crash 4, because they always put invisible walls in their side-scrolling sections. I think you can also die to Embryo's explosion, so don't get too close to him at the end of an Embryo bonus round. Oh, those, yeah. Come here. Bye-bye. Those... Well, they're not really bats, right? I think in the original they're bats. But those seem to be rather like, I don't know, how are they called? Flughunde, flying dogs. No idea what they're called in English. Oops, that was, yeah. And of course also those thingies here don't really push you off the level. You can just jump around it. Because there is no invisible walls. And no level boundaries. At least not, you know, as stupid as they were on Crash 4, where you just... Oh, come on! What's that hitbox? Where you just touch the bottom of the screen a little. And you fall to your death. Even though you could be easily reverting gravity. Or double jumping to save your arse. It's really interesting playing through this game. Where you really only just have... It's so unusual nowadays to have a jump and run, a platformer. Where the only thing you can do is run and jump. It just doesn't exist anymore nowadays, for better or for worse. Which is kind of sad. Because it's not really about platforming anymore, right? I mean, Crash 4 is just... Oh god. Oh my god, this is horrible. How are we gonna do this? Oh my god. Holy hell. So yeah, because in Crash 4 and also other modern platformers, come on, like Mario Odyssey, insane bonus round. Oh yeah, it is. Like Mario Odyssey or Galaxy or I mean even Mario 3D World, you just have so many moves you can do. Well, it wasn't exactly as hard as I thought it would be. You have so many moves in your moveset that just keep you afloat, that you can just use to jump further than you can. I mean, Mario Odyssey is actually a really good example, because you can just do extremely, insanely far jumps in Mario Odyssey using Cappy. Not like here, where you really just, you know, you press the button and then you do it, or you don't. Which takes out a lot of the actual, you know, danger of those platforming parts. Why do they automatically destruct? That's interesting. Hello? Gem, please? Why don't I... Shouldn't I be getting a gem now? Is it like bugged because they detonated themselves? Or do I still get a gem when I finish the level? That's kind of strange. Wait, do we have to finish it in one go? Really? Maybe for the colored gems. Maybe I have to do that for the colored gems. Oh, I'm very surprised right now. I'm pretty sure we got the gem before when smashing all of the boxes but still dying, right? Oh, I think it just said something in the loading screen, right? Damn it. Yeah, okay, so for the colored gems we need to not die. Okay. That's how you do it. Exactly like that. Perfect, exactly. That was perfect 10. 10 in the B note. B mark, B grade, whatever. Okay. Does it also apply to the bonus round? I don't think it applies to the bonus round. Because that would be... that would be kinda insane, right? No, it would be exactly what the original game was. So, okay. Okay, so I do have to... Ugh. Try hard. A little for that one, I guess. You can also spin away those bats. Oh, actually, what are they called? I do want to know their names now. Flying fox or fruit bat? Okay, let's call them fruit bat. Because that would make sense, right? Because it's all about Wumpa fruits and they're looking like bats, so it's probably fruit bats. Pretty sure in the original games it's just bats, though. As you can see, once we spin away both of the fruit bats and the beginning of the end and the end of the fruit bat trail, they don't spawn anymore. Don't mind me. Just doing noob mistakes, you know. And if you die, if you need to take a continue because you run out of lives, you of course only start with like 3 levels, or 3 levels, 3 lives, I think. Maybe 5, I don't know. Yeah, making it... not exactly more easier. More is easier a word? More easy to clear the level you died on the next time. And then of course there's also stuff like, you know, mothers that call you while you're streaming. Oh yeah, I want to call back. I guess we'll just do a break in an hour or something and then I'll just call her back. There's like mothers who keep you from playing and telling you that you need to do your homework and, you know, learn for your exams and forbid you from playing. Well, actually back then I wasn't in school, right? How old was I? 6 years, 7 years? Well, that's pretty much the beginning of school, right? But yeah, back then it was mostly about my mother being worried that I would be playing too many games. Come on. No such thing like playing too many games, right? So yeah, she had me like, you know, on a limited... what do you call this? She had like a play limit for me, where I would only be allowed to play for half an hour or even to play for an hour or even half an hour per day or whatever. How do you want to clear a game like this if you can only play half an hour each day? Guess my mother didn't think of that, right? Oh, of course she didn't, why would she? Alright, go away. I don't want to get caught in your explosion, thank you. I just know stupid deaths. And we're through. I kinda like it that they did it at least for the color gems, that you need to not die. Still keeping a little of the flair of the original game. I don't really know why I'm still doing it. I mean, I did say in the beginning I would just, you know, want to play through the game without worrying about gems and the 100% stuff and whatever. But I mean, it's a colored gem, you know. You do want to get those, right? Depending on how much time we need to complete all 3 of the games, we might want to come back and do the 100% clear, at least for the first 2 games anyways. Well, not... oh, damn it, I forgot it's this one. Uh-oh. Okay, that did work out somehow. 69 dudes. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, of course, 100% would also include doing the time trials. At least in the remake. But we're going with 100% in the original game, meaning that we just... Once we have all of the gems, that's 100%. At least for, you know, the first 2 installments. For the third one, as I said before, the time trials do actually unlock additional levels. So you do absolutely need them for 100% completion. Even if you just want to play through all of the levels and not even get all of the gems or whatever.